laughter and swell.
All right. So we got me and Elvis here, Zach Olson and Elvis Williams with Emily Johnston. There's a T in there, right?
Yes, thank you. So many people don't do that. Hi, guys.
All right. Well, this podcast is going to be related to being a healthy mom that has a conscience on her health. Because she may be doubting that a little bit, but compared to other mothers.
True.
Right?
Very true. Very true.
Sometimes it's hard to...
It's super hard to balance it, honestly.
What's the hardest part?
After you give birth, your body is completely different. So you have to relearn it. You've known something forever, and then you have to relearn how your body is. And it's really hard to come back from that for some people. I struggled with it just because I had a different... after my labor, my thing... It was just, everything was wrong. My stomach, it couldn't, I was just super hungry and couldn't get full. And so I would just eat every and anything. And I gained I think 25, 30 pounds extra after I had my baby. And it was hard to get it off, honestly. That's the biggest I'd ever been, which was 180. And I usually stay in the 140 to 150 range. And so it was really hard to just relearn everything and understand what was going on in my body. So, and it's hard to balance when you're trying to take care of a baby and keep the household up and keep yourself up, and if you're married, it's really hard.
Wait, was that hormonal?
Yes, a lot of hormone imbalance, and then you have this baby that's pushing up on all of your organs and replacing it. So everything has to come back in, and it takes, they say, a year for everything to get back into the position it's supposed to be.
Well, I know there's also a joint laxity thing, where when you're pregnant, your joints become a lot looser, and so that, I don't know. So was there a whole thing with that where you just felt unusually flexible and unstable while you're lifting after?
With the core, you couldn't engage.
I still have problems with my core. What are we talking about? Okay. It's been 2 years. I still struggle to get that elasticity back, just because I wasn't taking care of myself for the first 8 months, honestly. I took care of my daughter. I was obsessed because that's what you want to do. And then after that, I was like, okay, Emily, you feel like crap. You're sleeping all day. It's time to get your shit together.
Makes sense. Now you also said that you don't focus on the scale anymore.
I do not focus on the scale because with all the body changing, more muscle tone, you don't know what's muscle, you don't know what's fat. And so I really focus on, I have a guideline that I like to stay into, but I do a monthly check-in, the beginning of the month and then the end of the month. And I set goals for myself on what I want, but I feel by what I'm wearing and what my clothes are, because I know how I like my clothes to fit. So that's how I tell how I'm doing. If my pants aren't buttoning, I'm like, whoa, we're eating too much. And if they're fitting better, I'm like, okay, you're on the right track, Emily. There you go.
Do you use performance as a factor? How you feel during your workouts?
No. Just because some days you can be more tired than the next if, your kid didn't sleep all night and you're struggling. Or you could be on top of it and you could not be pulling through on the way you're lifting. But usually on a bad day when I don't want to go in is usually the best day for me.
Right. Relieve all that. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's something called heart rate variability, and that's heavily dependent on your sleep and stuff. And it has to do with professional athletes will measure it every morning. And if they have a low heart rate variability, what you're talking about, that sluggish feeling, they won't work out that day because it's not as beneficial to them. Whereas if they have a higher HRV, they work out. So there's a science behind not sleeping. It's not just a mental thing.
Really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah, I know. I'm going to have to look into that. That's awesome to know.
I think there's the things, I want to say Whoop, the device is kind of like a Fitbit type thing, a little more expensive.
Probably.
Tells you that type of stuff. Gets in more depth.
Okay.
Yeah.
The thing I'm curious about is, so you were pretty fit before you had a kid?
Super fit. I ran 2 miles a day.
Okay.
Twice a day.
So let me ask you this. As far as the purpose for your goals and the way your goals are oriented before and after, like before it was more of a personal intrinsic thing. Is it now do you like try to maintain your fitness, in for the purpose of being like a good influence? Like how have the goals and the goal orientation shifted?
Okay, that's a great question. Before I had my daughter, I wanted to be really thin. And I've been a girl that could never fit into a size 1, a size 0, a size 4. I've always fit into a higher size. So before I was pregnant, I just wanted to lose weight to feel better in thinner, skinnier clothes. Like, I've never been able to wear Hollister because they just don't carry a good brand for a wider range of people. And so I just never have. So before, that's how I was setting my goals, is to be super thin, super fit. And then when I had my daughter, it's more about just feeling good in my skin and being who I want to be, and knowing that you can go through the process of being who you want to be, and change that up on the way. Maybe it might be, I want to be muscular, or I want to be this. Mine is just being healthy, because having a healthy body for me has a healthy mind. And when I have a healthy mentality, I'm a better mom, a better wife, and usually a better human in general.
Wow. Okay. Good answer.
Did you notice the difference in like hormones and everything like right after compared? I noticed you go on walks with Harper a lot and things like that, and a kid's gonna keep you on your feet a lot. Did you notice that you were drained of energy before you made it like that shift 8 months in or so?
Absolutely. I was super negative, and I already suffer with anxiety and depression. I battled that my whole life. So eating crappy foods made me a crappy human. I wasn't ever bad to my daughter, but I wasn't 100%. And my husband usually got the brunt of that because I was just so irritable and bloated and annoyed. And I just felt bad because none of my clothes fit, honestly. And then I feel better now with the way that I go.
And then the other thing is, that how your clothes fit and everything is good too. But do you notice like how numbers aren't the end all be all? Like with the weight and with like even pant sizes. Like if you're one pant size higher than what you want to be, but you are like you're feeling good and you have the energy and everything.
Absolutely. I feel like you should be able to just, I don't know. I haven't been a size 8 since I had my daughter, and I was a size 8 pretty much my whole life. So it's just your body completely changes. So you shouldn't base that off of pant sizes because they're not accurate.
And I think females, that's much more common thing to do, is the whole pant size and the whole weight thing.
Yes.
I think some males struggle with it, including myself, and just don't talk about it as much.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people struggle with like, oh, well, I can't fit into a size this. One of my sisters does it to me all the time, and I'm like, our bodies are different though. Also, bodies are all different. Yeah. So some people fit into better. I prefer American Eagle. Some people my size like Buckle or, Old Navy. It just depends on what you like. But a lot of the faculties that make pants make them like smaller and smaller. Like if you've seen, there's been on the website like a size 0 10 years ago looks completely different than a size 0 now. So it's just crazy. Pant size mean nothing.
Wow. Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That was a big topic of discussion on our podcast last week, was comparing yourself to others.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm bad at that. Yeah. I'm bad at that.
Oh, wow. Do you do that?
Yeah.
I think everyone does.
Yes. I'm like, oh, man.
Yeah.
But the reality is what you see on social media isn't all out to par. Everybody's using Facetune or, whatever.
Steroids.
Yeah, that too. Or just not eating. So it's just not healthy to do that. I stopped doing that when I notice I'm doing that. I'm like, okay, go to the gym. You're fine. Don't compare.
I can't remember the title of the big documentary about it, but I watched a few and read a few things on it a while ago. Was supplement companies. Hydroxycut was one of them that they brought up, where they were doing photo shoots with a male and a female. This guy's all ripped, the girl's thin, and it turns out they go off to the side of the photo shoot, shooting this documentary, and the guy's telling him all the steroids and testosterone that he's on when the photo shoots, and so the unrealistic expectations of what Hydroxycut is going to do for you.
Absolutely. A lot of things. There's another one on Facebook where it's this girl, and she just looks like a normal girl, and then they take her and make her into a model. And, they just take the picture, and then they edit everything else. So she looks thinner, her legs are thinner, her butt's wider. Like, it's just insane.
That was on there, too. They showed edited and the unedited version of this guy. And I'm not endorsing steroids at all or testosterone, like none of that. But they showed that before this guy's on steroids, testosterone. He was like all supplemented or steroided up, and they all still edited the abs and everything.
My Lanta. Yeah, it's insane.
Yeah.
I've got a question. So in terms of, because it sounds like you've had like times where you've had like unhealthy incentivizations for exercising, but I guess if you dive deeper into that, I'm curious, not just for you but in general, if you were to just kind of analyze broad scale, doing a cost benefit analysis of those incentivizations, those unhealthy ones where you're kind of kicking yourself about, comparing yourself to others and pant size and all that. Do you think that those things, if you didn't have those unhealthy intrinsic motivations, that you'd be worse off? Do you think that the benefit of those things overweighed the costs?
Kind of like it pushed you forward, like influenced you or inspired you. We talked about that last week too. Is like you could compare yourself to others in an unhealthy way and it tear you down, and you could tear yourself down, or you could look at somebody like he started a podcast a long time ago and he gave me the inspiration to start. Like it was somebody doing it that I knew. Mm-hmm. That gives you.
Yeah. So you're asking if I have people that help motivate that?
Well, the whole comparing yourself to others. Do you think that was all negative, or was there some was there some positivity to the?
Yeah. Well, I was just saying, like, even though there's like negative side effects, like you make your mental health worse by obsessing about these things, but is it worth it in the end if it makes you a healthier person? Like, is there something to that where you kind of need that negative boost?
You need the bad times to feel
yes,
good.
absolutely, because after I had Harper, I was like, oh, I'm going to get thin again. I'm going to snap back. Snap back is not reality, honestly. It's a lot of work and some high-waisted leggings that suck all your skin in for like a year.
That's something that we don't understand. Like, we could try to imagine and fathom it.
But it doesn't happen for everybody. So some women can snap back where I'm like, oh, I look at her and I'm like, God, I had to work so hard to snap back, whereas some people don't. But I think you have to go through the hard times to really get a reevaluation of what your realistic goals are from that, because you're a new person after you become a mom. So it's like you really have to rethink of how you want your life to be and where you want it to go. So I think I needed the dark times for like 6 months to be able to be like, okay, Emily, this is not healthy.
Wow.
Is that a good answer? Is that what you were looking for?
Absolutely.
Okay, because I was trying.
Well, I don't know. That was kind of the way I worded that question.
It's okay. I was just like,
Sorry.
we're fine. You're fine. We got it.
Yeah, cool.
What do you focus on? Like weights, cardio? What is your workout routine consist of on the like average day?
So I like to do cardio. I like to do incline, and I also like to go at a medium pace with that because I burn more calories that way. Then I'll go over to the stepper sometimes when it's just leg day. But I'll do cardio, leg day, and then I'll do some of the machines, squats. And then I kind of do different things. So like yesterday I did legs. Today I'll do arms and abs. And then I'll do cardio one day, and then I'll just bike. And I just kind of interchange those on how I want to be. And if I feel like venturing out and watching an Instagram, fitness guru, I'll try to attempt what they do. And sometimes I'm like, this is uncomfortable for me, so let's not do this.
Inspiring you to do something new, though.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Ever changing your workout routine or your body gets used to it.
Yeah.
Variance is important too. Sometimes
I'll do sprints too. I'll do 5-minute sprints, a minute each. I'll take a 30-second break, and I'll just keep going.
That's hard, man.
Dude, it's insane. It's especially the days I don't want to go. I'm like, today you is running.
Wow, I could not sprint for 5 minutes. That's impressive.
You're kind of hitting on something too, is that I find a lot in the training industry is, especially with women, is the focus on the weight. They come in and the first thing they say is they want to lose weight. Everyone says that, but they're really saying they want to lose fat. Mm-hmm. And you're doing all the things, the fat burning. You said you do it at a certain percent of your to fat burn, you do sprints, which is a fat burn, and weights, fat burn, burning up all those carbs. What is it? 60% of your heart rate, of your peak heart rate, is fat burning. About it's like 60 to 70%.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Do you know how to measure that? It's 220 minus your age is your max heart rate. So then you could do 220 minus 26.
Me, my age?
Yeah.
25.
25.
I'll take 26.
I probably shouldn't.
No, you're fine. I don't care about the age, honestly. You're good.
So that would be 195. Would be your max heart rate. So you take 195 and multiply it by 60%, 0.6, and that would be where you would want your heart rate to be for fat burning zone.
Oh, dope. Yeah. Okay, I'll have to write that down.
You could do that. The machines aren't the most accurate thing. The hand.
Yeah.
Cardio, but it gives you.
I wear my Fitbit too.
Perfect.
Help guide me in life, and it tells me. The Fitbits tell you when you're like in your peak rate, and so I kind of.
You could always count your pulse in your neck for 15 seconds and just multiply it by 4.
That one's so much easier.
That's like super accurate.
Okay, I'll do that one.
How long is your average workout? That's another thing. Is a lot of people say they don't have time, but I mean, a workout could be 30 minutes, an hour. Like you can find time in a day, right?
You can watch This Is Us every Tuesday for an hour and run on the treadmill, so you can make time, sweetie.
Perfect.
Usually 30 to 45 minutes. I don't like going a long time. My husband does. He likes to go for like an hour or two, and I'm like, this doesn't benefit me. I already hate being here. So let's make it short, quick, and useful. So I make sure that my workout is usually on point of what I'm trying to get at. But I make it short. And sometimes I don't have time. Sometimes if my baby monitor goes off and Harper's up, my parents are at home, so they are watching her while she's, a parent is home. But if she gets up or my mom texts me, I try to get in what I can because I don't have a lot of time ever. But I do have a membership for her as well, so she goes with me if it's during the day. But my sister can't go until night, so usually we go during bedtime.
Well, now shorter workouts also avoid burnout. You're not going, it's not grueling. You're not going to the gym for 30 minutes, like you said, when you don't want to go and you still go, isn't as grueling as 2 hours.
I mean,
yeah.
To train in different ways. I bet your husband's probably like a heavy weightlifter.
He's actually, that's what he's trying to get muscle, and I'm trying to just lose weight, get out real quick.
You do both. You do high intensity, or you work out for long durations. In long durations, you're taking longer breaks because you're focusing on like really lifting a lot of weight, and that takes some time for your muscles to replenish.
That's a good example.
Yeah.
I never looked at it like that. I was just like, dude, if you do another rep, I'm going to die. But then when you put it like that, it's like, oh, okay, you have logic. Now I can't really use that against him anymore.
A lot of complaints you hear from females is that males lose weight so easily, lose the fat.
Absolutely.
So, right?
Absolutely.
Do you have anything with the husband and you where it's like, man.
He's already, but he's 6'6", so he's 6'6", and he's at like 210, 220. He's not, so he was naturally gifted with a modeling body where he can strut that runway.
Supermodel.
Yes, and I was gifted with not that. I am not that. So it's a little harder for me to, when he gains weight, it really shows in his face. But he still has like a 6-pack ab because his whole torso is like the size of me. So
it's a long way.
Yeah. So it's completely different. But he does lose it he gains muscle better and quicker than I do because I have to lose to gain or to work a little harder to gain. Yeah. And he can just start gaining immediately. He can do like 6 crunches and have a 6-pack ab. Well, so it's frustrating.
Right?
Yeah.
So that's like the prime of male testosterone, whereas you just had a baby and you're going through the lows of hormones and stuff.
Absolutely, that too. And I think it takes a longer time for men. I think it isn't it 25 that you get so much muscle that you can gain better when you hit a certain age rather than younger?
20 to 30, and as you get into your mid 30s into your 40s, you're going backwards. But like he's in his prime right now.
Yeah. That's what I figured. I'm not.
No, you are. You just, it's a lot of, it complicates things and makes it difficult.
Definitely.
And it's no excuse, but it should be a reason to get into the gym more than,
Yeah.
like going through, like you said, you feel better less. You said you were negative before, and
Mm-hmm.
more positivity. You feel. I think there's a lot of subconscious guilt that goes into eating bad. You know, if you know that you're eating unhealthy, and you know you should be working out.
Speaking to my soul, yes.
And then you go to bed at night thinking, all
Like,
the stuff
I should go to the gym now and work until 5 a.m.
Mhm. And that's unhealthy too. So you're doing that like
Right.
Yeah.
Extremes on both ends.
Yeah.
I get that.
I've got a question. If we were to do a little bit of like futurescaping, because well, just go back to like when you had the kid.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You can imagine 2 different ways your life are gonna go, and the things that are required to get there. Where do you think your life would be right now if you just decided to not exercise anymore?
Oh my
You
gosh.
just gave up on like how would that how that
I would be the worst person ever.
so like kind of paint that picture.
Like,
Why would you be worse? Like, how would that chain of events take place? What would it look
Imagine
like?
stress a lot.
okay. Well, since I already battle with my anxiety and depression, when you eat bad, whatever you eat goes into your stomach, which feeds your mind. So when I eat bad, I immediately I feel grouchy. Not when it's every day, every meal, and I'm not eating like anything green or veggies or fruit, and I'm just eating like Del Taco because our family loves Del Taco.
Pretty
It is the best. It is the best.
No complaints there.
No complaints. But we my parents don't cook. They work all day, so they don't cook. So they go out and eat. If I ate like them all the time, like doing that, where it's just like kind of not caring, I don't know. I just get angry. I'd probably not be married because I'm evil when I don't eat or eat good or work out. I take situations like bad situations when I eat bad. So something bad happens in my life, for example, I take it to the extreme. So instead of like, oh, that's just a lump, we'll get over it, positive attitude forward, let it sink in, digest it, I harbor it. And I'll just harbor and obsess over it, that the fact that I just am so mind fogged that I can't function. I probably would be a yelling mom and a frustrated mom all the time. And I don't want that. I want a healthy relationship with my daughter. And I probably wouldn't have the relationships I have today because I can be obsessive over certain things people doing wrong to me or something I don't agree with. And I could extremely just harbor it to the fact that I'm just an asshole, I guess.
Do you view your exercise as a meditative time where you
Absolutely. It's a therapeutic thing.
You get a break from, you love your kid, but like you need that self
Yes.
time,
Yes. When I was really sick when I was working out a lot mentally. We were trying to figure out how to balance my hormones, how to get me on the medication, and I just stuff wasn't working out for me. So I would run 2 miles a day to myself. And the place I worked at the time was very stressful. The doctors were really mean. I was a dental assistant. And so we were a high office and we were busy. 3 doctors. We had 15 dental assistants. We had 6 hygienists. So we were super busy. And some of the doctors aren't very nice and that, just a bad atmosphere. And I was struggling just mentally. And so when my husband and I broke up also at that time, and so I was just struggling. So I went and got help. And I had to work out I ran 2 miles a day, twice a day. Wow. To get my mind clear. So I didn't obsess over things, so I didn't get angry. Like I would just use that as my meditating time, as I would just go and run. Me and my dog would run.
That runner's high oftentimes could lead you to meditate and think about absolutely nothing at all, and you just snap out of zoning out. But it could also lead to times where you're thinking about absolutely nothing at all besides your a self-reflection. Like, oh, I need to do that more. That's outside of the realm of health, possibly. Or it is in I need to eat better. Like, I feel like crap right now on this run. And if I ate better, if I ate some salad, like you were saying, if I ate some greens, that's what I need, right?
Yeah.
That's when you feel good.
Mm-hmm.
So what about this? I mean, well, what do you have to say to a new mother? Like a new mother that's kind of, she's been having a rough time. She's got some postpartum depression. She wasn't even that healthy before, and she's working a lot. She's super busy and stressed out, and she can't find that motivation to work out, and she's got the little voice in her head that says, well, I'm a mom now, I don't need to work out anymore. Like, what advice do you have to give to that person, or what words of encouragement?
First I want to say this too shall pass, because that's how I live my life, is this too shall pass. Postpartum depression is real, and it is hard, and it is scary, and it is lonely. There's people to help. You have family, you have friends, maybe a stranger that you saw at the store, or go to counseling and get the guidance. Take the time to take care of yourself, because if you don't, you're not going to be there to take time for the ones that you've birthed.
Good.
That's how I feel.
Wow.
So
That's the hardest part, is when you're in those ruts, is not digging a deeper hole and finding the ladder out of that hole.
you have to, or you're just going to be miserable. And it's going to, I feel being a mother, it's all about changing your ancestral baggage. And whatever your mom or dad did that you didn't approve of, or you didn't like, or you remember was a bad time, it's your job now with your kid to break that chain. And so it's going to be hard, and it's not going to be easy. But
that's the crazy thing, man. Sorry to
no, you're good. I like
we're like, if I were to become a father, I wouldn't just be a father. I would become part of a pattern of fathers across time. My father's father, like.
Yes.
And that pattern of fathers across time can go deeper and deeper into like a pit of just bad places.
Mm-hmm.
Or you could make the choice to make that pattern of fathers across time to go just up into the heavens, man.
Absolutely.
It's beautiful thing.
Absolutely. That's how I feel about it. So.
And I come from a history of not so healthy eating, at least for the past like few generations.
Yeah.
But some of it is even not I don't know what to say. Like some of it's misinformation.
Mm-hmm.
Like when both our parents' generations were about the same age, were growing up, the big thing was that fat's bad. So it got and fat got a bad rap. And we had all these foods that they would take the fat out of when you want to balance. You want to balance macronutrients. You don't want to be ripping out one and then you're getting too much of the others, or it's not. That's the thing. When you feel hungry, it's not only are you getting enough calories, are you getting enough macro and micronutrients. So if you're not getting enough even vitamins, your stomach may send a signal that you're hungry because it's looking for more vitamins, but you just keep eating that
chili cheese fry.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Because you know no different.
Yeah.
Right? It's just hunger.
It's just a habit. Yeah.
Yeah, habits and hunger. That's what it. Yeah. What tips do you have for like fathers? Like, I don't want you to put your husband on blast here or anything like that, but like, what are some things that they can do to make it easier? What is there? Like, of course.
Oh, he's aware of all of these, Zach. He is aware.
Is there anything you would say to the fathers on how to help the mothers stay like committed to their health and like make sure mentally and physically?
My husband is my reality check. So we've been together 6 years. We've been married for 3. But he knows when I'm going. It's taken a long time for him to understand mental illness and struggles. Not a long time, but to just understand, it takes a lot. But when he sees me and my patterns, he knows my patterns. When I start to go into a dark place or when I start to just give up on myself, he keeps me in check. So he'll be like, I got you a salad. And I'm like, I wanted a cheeseburger from McDonald's. He's like, nope, I know this pattern. Or he'll, hey, let's go to the gym or let's go for a bike ride. Or, he doesn't say, sometimes he does when I'm pushing him to the edge. He's like, okay, well, your fat butt has been laying in that bed all day. You need to get your ass up. But he usually is my reality check, or my mom. One of my moms is good at keeping me in line too. And me and my sister keep each other in check too. But my husband is my reality check, where he's like, okay, let's go. Let's drop her off. We pay for care. Eat a salad. You'll be fine. Drink some water. So
I have a very similar relationship dynamic with my girlfriend, who was also a soccer player, and like after she stopped playing soccer, that whole, I did the same thing with baseball. Like, just you don't do anything.
Like, soccer was my life. I played it for so many years, and then when I broke my ankle, and the doctor was like, you can't play again. If you play again, you're gonna you can break you won't be able to walk. He said, if you break this ligament again, you will not be able to walk again. And so I had to stop something in my sophomore year. And that's when I really went down a bad path, was because I was just like, soccer was everything. I played year-round soccer. And my mom learned how to get me out of my ruts. And now my husband, he gets me out of my ruts where they're like, okay, let's go. Come on, we see this. We can't let you fall down. So they hold me accountable.
And the stigma is that if you're like get somebody a salad or like try to change behavior for a healthier...
It's all a kind gesture.
Right. That's all about how you go about it, right?
Yes.
Like, it's not, like, and they're looking out for your better.
Because I know I'm a grouchy bitch, and I'm like, I didn't want the salad. Are you saying I'm fat? And he's like, no, I just got... It's women. It's just him being kind. He's helping you. Take it.
You gotta view it as he's getting you something that's making you feel good.
Yes, it's not like he's giving you poison.
Yes. Something that you brought up a little while ago, and it kind of has to do with the whole ancestral thing and your generations of eating. I was always a bigger kid growing up, and had to like kind of watch what I eat and couldn't overdo it. And I would have friends come over, or watching people eat at lunch during middle school or something. They were just eating all this junk and didn't have the same effects that it would have on me.
Yeah.
And that's a little bit frustrating, but as I matured, I realized that it's you see that happen, and when people age, they keep those habits and they've had it their whole life, and it affects them later in life, your middle age and stuff.
Yeah.
Even 20.
Yeah.
But I view it as something positive now, because it made me conscious of healthier habits that you don't always, just because they look healthy on the outside doesn't mean that on the inside they're fun, right? Like hot Cheetos or stuff like that, right? Like,
yeah.
I couldn't eat 5 bags of those and have the same effect that it had on Mason,
Oh my gosh, Mason is born beautiful, okay? I struggle with him too.
He literally lived off hot Cheetos for like 2 years.
No, his whole life. That was how he begged me I had to get him hot Cheetos to do anything. Mm-hmm. I feel that. I mean, I think I could speak for me and my sister, as we both envied that with him, because he could eat anything and still look great, and me and her could not. So I get that. And
it's a positive thing.
It is a positive thing. Yeah, you definitely learn more about yourself and your body and how it works, and you learn to appreciate it, because it's the only one you have, and that's the only one that's, been living with you.
We were just talking, we were in the sauna at the gym, and we were talking about how not knowing that you feel bad until you feel good.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I grew up my whole life eating refined carbs and things, and I didn't know how bad I felt until I started eating healthy. Like, until I got healthy, you don't know how...
You get a different perspective because you're in a different mindset.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think it has, physically, of course, but mentally, is like you were saying before, that's a big contributor.
I'm a big advocate for mental health. It is very important. Yeah. It is a crazy, crazy thing, and I'm a big advocate for it. So if that's what you got to do to get your mind right, do it.
Yeah, I mean, and the thing about mental health, it's such a slow, insidious killer, man. It's like, because your life could be going well, and you could be doing really well, and one bad day doesn't seem like anything really. But if you go to bed, with that same bad attitude, and then you have the same bad day again the next day, and the day after, it's like, after a week of that, it's just, it's like, you don't even notice how negative and like how toxic your life has all of a sudden become.
Then you feel guilty, because you're like, God, I've been such a shitty person to people. I'm not showing up 110%. Yeah, I get that.
Right?
I get that. It's a silent killer. For sure. And if you let it consume you and not reach out for the help or the guidance or listen to whatever you need to do to make it right, do it. There's some days I wake up and I listen to podcasts all day because my daughter's having a bad day. I'm struggling. My husband's traveling, and everybody works in our home currently. So it's just like, it's just me and this big needy crybaby who's mad at me one second, loves me the next, throwing a fit, so some days you just have to listen to podcasts or throw on some Lizzo, because she is life, and jam out to her until you feel better, or go to counseling. I go to counseling bi-weekly. So that's my mental mom break to just vent. plus working out. I like, working out helps, but the mental counseling is helpful too for me.
And for anyone out there, you could go to a counselor, but you also could, like, a workout partner or somebody, getting those relationships
Yes.
too. Like, counseling is good and all, but you don't absolutely, like, if somebody's out there, you don't have to go to you just...
No, you don't have to.
Right.
Unless no, you're fine. You're fine. You don't have to, but it's a good structure. It's good to help you structure when you're deep into the whole of your mental illness. And also get an accountability partner. My sister is my accountability partner. We go every night together. We might not do the same things, but we hold each other accountable, and we look at each other's thing while we're next to each other working, like, what has she got? How many calories she burned? Oh, I'm going to beat her. But it's like a silent thing. We don't really say it to each other until the end. So it's important to have somebody to keep you in check. And it's also important to have structure on getting yourself to the right track, working out, eating better, getting guidance from somebody if that's what you need. And then having accountabilities of friends, family to go with you and help support you on your journey.
Yeah, that's for sure. I mean, the thing I was going to say about that, in terms of keeping yourself in check with someone else, it's pretty important because your brain, especially when you're mentally not in a good state, it's so good at rationalizing everything, like just justifying things, and then the chitter chatter just makes you feel worse in the end of the day, while simultaneously convincing you to stay in that bad mindset. And if you don't have friends that are aligned with where you want to be aligned, if you don't have friends or someone in your life that wants you to be healthy, or that works out themselves, you're not gonna go down the path that you want to go. And it's not that these people are bad. I'm not saying that you should abandon those friends who aren't healthy or aren't a good influence.
You just need to build a boundary and know your boundary with them, and find the ones that you can really connect with. All friends are beneficial in a certain way. My friends don't work out. My sister does. So me and her are always looking for things. So it's always good to find somebody who's aligned in that aspect with you, and then use your other friends for different varieties in your life.
Yeah, that's fair.
And that kind of hits on what I was counseling is great because it's somebody that isn't really involved.
Oh my gosh, I love her. I go to her and I literally just blah, 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 and I don't shut up.
You don't face judgment, right? You're not worried about the judgment.
And it could be sometimes the dumbest thing. Yeah. And I'm just like, blah, blah, and I swear, sometimes I feel like she's rolling her eyes because I'm just like, and then for 2 weeks, I'm good. I'm like, oh, I'm great. I can go to the gym. I ain't got nothing on my mind. I left it all in that session.
The song that I woke up to this morning with it stuck in my head, and that I listened to on the way to work, and the line specifically is Brain Stew by Green Day. Do you have the time to listen to me whine about anything and nothing all at once?
So me universe.
Yeah, yes, I can relate.
Oh my gosh.
And the whole thing with anxiety and depression and everything is, I think some people, when everyone has it, everyone goes through it. It's just some people aren't, I don't think, real with themselves that they're going through those times, and a lot of times that leads them to stay in those holes, identifying your problems and why you feel the way you do. And some people don't before, I was saying, physically you don't know how unhealthy you feel until you feel healthy and feel good. But the same thing mentally, you don't know that you are negative or complaining until you do that self-reflecting.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I also feel like if you are thinking a lot negatively, then you should notice there's a problem. So
you're miserable.
I notice when my brain starts going and going and going when I'm just sitting in a room, or if I'm just saying negative things, people are talking to me and it's just negative, and then I'm rethinking what I said. I'm like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have said that. That's your reality check. If you're noticing you're being more negative and you're doing things not so positively, maybe you need to really reevaluate that.
Well, and we go through times of anxiety. Anxiety is a feeling.
Oh, right? My gosh.
Whereas there could be chemical stuff with depression and things like that. But you got to recognize that anxiety, everyone goes through times of anxiousness. And
I am severely anxious all the time. Yes. And having a kid does not help that. Just
shocked.
So you guys know, it makes it 20 times worse. You think of the worst. She'll be in the front yard and I'm like, there's a car that's going to go through that fence.
Oh, jeez.
Like you just, it's just irrational,
Worried.
but reality, but irrational, and it's anxiety. I'm like, don't let her go. Nope, don't. You know, I'm just like always, oh my gosh, she could be swinging. I'm like, that swing's gonna break.
Right.
Like it's just the
One more thing to worry about,
Yes,
right?
That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
I might have already asked this, but how do you compound? Do you compound like the whole walks and everything? How do you time management? How do you? Are there things like you take Harper on walks? I saw that Logan got a bike and was like, how do you guys? Do you guys do things like hike? Like, is there and you bring her to the gym for the daycare and stuff? Is there any tips you would say on time management with a kid, staying on your health goals?
My dad built us a gym in the garage too, if you didn't know
I
that.
did not know that.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I mean, it's not a bunch of stuff, but he did build us a little one because I didn't want to leave the house when Harper was little. So he made like a little one for me and my sister. So I sometimes use that. We just have bands and like kettlebells, and we have one machine that you can do arms with. So it's pretty cool. But I would say, or YouTube. I did YouTube videos on HIIT circuit workout videos when I was home when she was little. It's just find your niche. Like nap time. When we did do nap time, by the way, we just stopped doing nap time this week, and I'm struggling.
Fun.
No. That's kind of why I'm like, go to the gym, Emily. It gives me energy. But I found my niche. Sometimes Harper likes to work out with me. Sometimes she'll grab a kettlebell, and if I'm just doing like a 10-minute thing, she'll just play. If we're not doing anything at the house and we're like, it's a nice day, let's go for a bike ride. Let's go for a walk. I just try to implement fitness into her life because it was a big role in mine my whole life. And I know that fitness kept me out of a lot of trouble that I could have got in if I didn't have something to focus on and set myself up for goals and success.
Well, you also you get negative and your thought processes change when you're not working out. So you have more time on your hands and you may make unwise decisions.
Sometimes I used to when I worked, so I was a teacher for dental assisting, and I worked weird hours. Okay. So when I went grocery shopping or anything, I'd be at the office. So I worked from 9 a.m. till 7 p.m. So I didn't really have a lot going on. Then I'd come home. But I would work out in the line at Walmart. If I was grocery shopping, I'd do squats down the aisles.
That's awesome.
Really?
Yeah. If I was at work, I would be doing my circuit through the day. I'd be doing push-ups, or I'd just squat if I had to walk somewhere, or I'd sit on a medicine ball. So I just kind of counteracted my life to kind of get something in to keep me in a good mindset.
Well, and that's similar to what you were saying about you don't have to spend a bunch of money on equipment, but making a little home gym at home where you have a little bit of weights, and also having your kid be influenced by, like Elvis was saying at the beginning, like how do you influence your family to do it as well? But keep it close to home because there's no excuse. Like, and also, you could always do body weight. Like you could air squat in the middle of Walmart, or you could grab a lot of physical therapists. What they'll do for somebody that just went through shoulder surgery, the first thing they do is a can of like soup or a can of beans. That's what's the first weight. Like you could use weights at home. You could grab a rock and do some squats. That you don't have to spend money on the weights, and you also don't need weight. You could do your body weight is. Yeah.
You could use your kid. I've done that too.
He started out with buckets. He started out with cement buckets, and
oh wow.
Yeah, he got really buff with no weights at one point.
And if you think about it, why we work out is so that we could do things in life. Like you want your body to be functional, and things in life aren't a perfect barbell or a perfect weight. So doing those odd things with a rock or like cement is way more realistic.
Oh yeah.
Or like cutting wood. We cut wood a couple weeks ago, and
that's a good one.
That's a workout.
Oh sheesh.
That was a win.
What Mason did that. His saying he came up with is the wood doesn't move unless we move. Like unless we do. Like that's what we learned on that business venture. Is it does not do anything unless you grab like. And one time when we went up there, we cut up all this wood. We were so excited. We found this big tree. One, it was wet, so it was extra heavy. Two, we didn't realize until we were done chopping it up that we were downhill. So we had to roll. We had these giant heavy wet. So that's like the.
That they're so you have to think about it. Yeah, I get that.
That was a workout. I love doing things like that.
Yeah, I enjoy that because it pushes you, but it's not really like you have to do it. You have to get the wood. I guess that's why I like soccer because you had to get to the ball. the ball is the prized possession. So it keeps you motivated, I guess, or
That's
you
a
don't think
family
about it.
activity. You
Yeah.
went there with the family,
Yeah.
and now you guys are being healthy, and you're saving money. You could go out and buy a cord of wood.
Yeah, we should have.
no,
Dad, we should have if you're listening to this.
You could do that, or you could save a little bit of money. Maybe you spend more, but it's an experience, and it's a
Definitely. It's like the Garcia family
tradition.
for winter is we all go, or, some of us go and cut wood, make memories, eat sandwiches, and do a workout, and then feel really bad the next day because we're sore.
Yeah. I got a question for both of you guys.
Oh.
Because what Zach told me on the last podcast is when he fell into a really bad rut, it was because he was obsessed with baseball, and then he had a hamstring tear, and all of a sudden, like, it was almost like your purpose for living.
Right, you're so invested in something.
That happened to you too, and
I get that.
I guess my question to you guys is, upon, a later reflection, would you guys maybe say that a good thing to avoid that is to have a backup plan, or like to have like a secondary hobby that you could, fall into? Like what would you guys do if you could go back in time and prevent that, rut from happening?
I think mine also had to do more with home life too. So I had a mixture of things going on. So for the school one, probably ride horses. I love horses, and that's a good workout too for your whole body. Probably invest myself in going out to a horse ranch and doing lessons or riding or whatever. That would have been good. I'm not good at anything but with my feet. So there's that.
That's the thing. There's always something you could do different. Like if you get a bad injury to your hip and you can't run anymore, and running was your life, swimming may work. Well, hip's a bad example, like knee or something. If you get,
I hate swimming, Zach.
I know, but
I'm scared of water.
If you went back 5 years or so, would you have said the same thing about working out? No. You were pretty fit. You were pretty into soccer and everything, so maybe not. I hated running. I was a big kid. I played first base.
I always hated running. I hated running. Our coach would make us do it because you run 6 miles a game, but you don't think about it when you're doing it. I don't really know if I would play a different sport, but maybe I would have I don't know really. That's a really good question, and I don't have an answer.
Elvis is...
Dude, you have some good questions. Really? I mean, I just never thought about that. I always think about that we were given what we were given, and it shaped me to be the person I am, to do teamwork, soccer was 15 years of my life, and giving that up was kind of rough.
It's a big void, man. It's a big void.
It was my... Clean up your mess.
Was that Alexa?
Yeah.
Alexa, just talk to us.
Or edit it out either way.
It
comes on every day.
I kind of love that.
It'll be done after this.
Clean up your mess. I like this. I feel like it shaped me with certain structures in life that it showed me. I think the rut was needed so that I was aware of yeah, definitely.
And you just said 15 years. That just made me think of, it's like training you for life of committing to something for so long, and then having, like, retiring in 20 years and not having. And I think a lot of people go through those midlife crises when they realize they're in this position. They're stuck. They feel stuck here, and they're so deep in what their life is, and they're about to retire, and it's not exactly what they would.
Yeah, you just gotta, you can't think about, you gotta, I don't know, you can't set your mind on something exactly because life throws curveballs at you, and you've got to just roll with it, and you got to find a positive outlook or outlet to get that through. That's how I feel about it.
You gotta be ready to evolve through it.
Yeah, everybody's always evolving. Right. You can't just stay in the same position where you're not gonna get very far.
Right. What is it? What's the word? I want to say competency, but that's not the word. Content gets people killed. Like, that's what gets you killed.
Complacency?
Complacency. There you go. Thank you, Elvis.
I like this too. You got each other's back. I like this. That's
literally what we talked about last week, is that we, like, fill in each other's missing thought processes.
Yeah, we kind of do.
That's a good friendship.
Like Elvis is very like small picture and detailed, and I'm just like kind of like general, like very like general. You know, it kind of works.
I get that.
But what I would say about you pretty much summed it up perfectly about the whole losing soccer, losing a sport is at the time it sucks and it feels like
the end of it.
Yeah, and then it's a blessing now. Just like me not being able to eat like crap my whole childhood. Not that I ate good at all, but like I had to. I couldn't. People were going for the extra soda, and I was like, well, if I have that.
You thought like that when you were that young?
I went on diet. I didn't realize this, but like, I think I put myself on diets starting at like, and this was nothing to do with my parents. Starting at like 8, I would go to like, I would ask the doctors like.
But you have to think too, like your body's like maybe lacking something, or it doesn't process something enough, because I don't feel like you should be on a diet at 8, Zach.
And it was nothing to do with like recommendations by.
No, it's just how you feel and how you look. I get that.
I was telling Elvis, and we didn't get to talk about it last time, but I said that we would bring it up at some point on another podcast. Is I definitely have dealt with body dysmorphia, even like to this day. Like, it's like, doesn't always make sense. Even in my mind, I'm like, it's not that bad, but I feel like it, like looking in the mirror sometimes is just so defeating.
Don't look in the mirror.
Yeah, don't get on the scale. Same thing, right?
I'm gonna put a sticker on your mirror that says "Don't."
Right.
You look great.
Right.
Like you just gotta. I leave myself sticky notes. I used to be like that, where I was just obsessed over it, to the point that I'm like, oh, this little piece of skin is just the worst. But
the whole thing right now is my love handles. I feel like
oh my gosh, I have love handles too. I call them my mom handles.
But I bet everyone looks in the mirror and they are way harder on themselves.
Yes.
Nobody else actually cares.
Yeah.
Look at
right. Yeah, we were talking about that last week. Yeah.
I'm looking at you guys and I'm like, I think you guys look great.
I love Elvis. Can you hang out with us all the time?
That's the other thing about Elvis. He's brutally blunt at times. And
oh my gosh.
That wasn't that, but like, nobody cares, man. Like,
I love that. I love that, though. You got to keep it in check. Reality. This is what I see. You guys look fine. Like, you have to remind yourself that, because we obsess over ourselves.
Yeah, I mean, well, the thing is, like, you gotta understand that everyone's mind kind of works in a very similar way to, well, on certain faculties do.
Insecurities.
And that's the thing. It's like, insecurities aren't about seeing someone else and saying and talking and thinking obsessively about how bad they look or nitpicking every detail. People don't do that. It's more like you look at someone else and you kind of see the good things about them so that you can tear yourself down.
True.
So, like,
True.
if I see someone else, I'm not going to, like, tear them down. It's just going to be me tearing myself down.
That's how I am.
You know?
I tear myself down.
And you kind of asked a question earlier about it, is that, are those times good? Like, a healthy, looking back and reflecting at yourself, a healthy version of looking at somebody and envying them, is that the right word?
Yeah.
And
I was asking, actually, if the unhealthy thing is necessary.
Right, like feeling down is necessary for you to change.
I eat myself alive. So when I do what you do, or what you gave an example of, I'll look at somebody and be like, wow, you need to run 3 extra miles. You need to do 20 reps. But that's...
pushes you to be better now.
Yeah, I guess.
But at times, it could get you into some sticky situations.
Definitely becoming a mom, I've been more aware of self-love and loving and knowing exactly how my body works.
Wow.
Really listening to it and just loving how it is, because honestly, I'm not going to be a Kendall Jenner on a model unless I'm just not built. I mean, I'm just not built like that. Built.
Those people are fake anyway.
I know, but
Literally,
they've got lots of fake.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, I couldn't be a model because I'm short and I have thicker body parts, whereas I can't really tone those down. That's just part of life. I have wider hips. I had a kid. They're not going to shrink, so it's just a different dynamic now, I guess you could say. But self-love is something that I've worked on the past year, being a stay-at-home mom.
That's really important.
Yeah.
That's really important.
Yeah. It's a hard one.
Yeah. Wow. That's kind of cool how being a mom helped you find that a little bit.
Dude, she saved my whole world. She changed my world, actually. Just completely. You look at things completely different. So that's
because you probably, I bet you, it's like you see your daughter and you really don't want them to suffer through the types of things that you
exactly. I don't want her to ever feel any of the things that I felt, which were not needed on my end, but it definitely teaches you what you want to provide and how you want things to be for them. So, yeah.
Wow. Do you have any advice for new mothers or starting a family, anything?
It's all hard, but it's, it's a work in progress. You got to get through all of the bumps and I don't know, your body, your kids' life, it's all what you want it to be. So you got to kind of create what you want. If you want to be healthier, implement positive changes, try to be a better you mentally to be able to provide what you want to your family.
Now we'll put links in the description and stuff, but I believe you have a YouTube channel.
Oh my gosh.
What do you got going on?
Oh my gosh. I don't know. I do have a YouTube channel. I haven't posted a lot because life is busy and getting it in check is a lot. It's a family vlog or a makeup vlog. It's kind of everything. Yeah. And then I'm an ambassador for the Black Peony, which is a mom clothing line. It's a mom brand. It's one of my good friends, Brittany Dance. So if you want to check her out and use my code Emily Ruth, you can get a discount off of shirts and clothing. It's all about loving yourself, self-love, being a mom, providing just good clothing too. I wear her stuff a lot. But yeah, that's me.
We'll put the links in the bio. Cool.
Thanks for having me, guys. Yeah. I appreciate it. I was super nervous, but it was good.
No, it's a pleasure. That was great. I think there's gonna be a few moms at least. I hope
I helped you. Yeah. If I didn't, I'm sorry. But maybe next time.
No, that was awesome. That was really good. Thank you for coming.
Hey, no problem.
Any finishing thoughts, guys?
No, I think that was good.
All right. Thank you guys for listening.
That was awesome.